Before Lionel Messi became the greatest player of all time, there was only one footballer he truly looked up to, not Ronaldinho, not Cristiano Ronaldo, not even Diego Maradona. And today, almost nobody talks about him. But without this man, Messi might never have played the way he does today. Every generation of football has one player who inspires greatness in everyone else. When we think of players who inspired others, we think of icons like Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo Nazario, Ronaldinho, or Maradona. But for young Lionel Messi, the player who changed everything for him wasn't the biggest superstar in Europe. He wasn't a player who won Ballon d'Ors, and he wasn't someone constantly trending on social media. In fact, if you ask a casual football fan today to name this player, they probably won't know who you are talking about. But inside Argentina, especially during the late 1990s and early 2000s, his name was spoken with pure admiration by those who truly understood the game. And what makes this story even more surprising is how deeply Messi studied him. As a young boy, Messi didn't just watch this player for fun. He analyzed his movements. He copied his turns. He tried to mimic the exact way this man moved his body to escape tough defenders. To fully understand this, we have to travel back in time to Argentina in the late 1990s. A young, tiny Lionel Messi was growing up in Rosario, dealing with growth hormone problems, and dreaming of making it professional. He wasn't watching highlight reels of global stars on YouTube because YouTube didn't even exist back then. Instead, he was glued to old television screens, completely mesmerized by a specific playmaker. This player didn't rely on physical strength. He didn't smash power shots from 40 yards out, and he wasn't the fastest player on the pitch. Instead, he played with pure elegance. He used intelligence, perfect timing, and a technical beauty that looked more like dancing than football. He operated in the midfield like a chess master, seeing 3 steps ahead of everyone else. He made the entire game look effortless. That player was, yes, Pablo Aimar. A name that brings nostalgia to older fans, but a player that modern football has completely forgotten. They called him El Payaso, which means the clown, because he always played with a joyful smile on his face and brought magic to the pitch. So, why was Messi so obsessed with Pablo Aimar? Pablo Aimar wasn't just another attacking midfielder. He was the kind of player who made football look like art. Messi once openly admitted in an interview, "Pablo Aimar was, and is, my idol. I really liked his style of play and how he behaved on the pitch." When Aimar burst onto the scene with River Plate in Argentina, he was doing things nobody had seen in a long time. He had quick touches, sharp turns, and an impossible awareness in tight spaces. When 3 defenders surrounded him, he didn't panic. He would just drop his shoulder, feint one way, and glide right past them. Look at these clips closely. The exact way Messi drops his body weight to confuse a defender without even touching the ball? Aimar was doing that years earlier. The quick, short steps while keeping the ball glued to his left foot? That was the classic Pablo Aimar style. When Aimar moved to Europe to join Valencia, he took a team that wasn't a giant and led them to 2 La Liga titles and a Champions League final. He showed a young Messi that you didn't need to be big, muscular, or loud to dominate European football. You just needed to be smarter than everyone else. There is a famous story from 2004. A teenage Messi was just breaking into the Barcelona first team. After a match against Valencia, Messi was incredibly shy, but he forced himself to walk up to Aimar. He softly asked him, "Can I please have your jersey?" To Messi, that shirt was worth more than any trophy. Years later, during a Ballon d'Or gala, YouTube organizers played a surprise video message from Aimar asking Messi if he still enjoyed playing like a kid. Messi, who usually looks calm, blushed and smiled like a little boy meeting his superhero.
Pablo es un jugador que admiré siempre, desde que empezó a jugar a River, desde que salió. Y me gustaba su manera de jugar, de seguirlo, y la verdad que es una persona a la cual le tengo mucho precio.
But if he was this good, and if the greatest player ever idolized him, why did football forget him? The sad truth is, football is not always kind to artists. To play football the way Aimar did, your body needs to be perfectly sharp. Aimar's style made him a massive target. Defenders couldn't catch him cleanly, so they resorted to kicking him hard. Slowly, the injuries began to pile up. He started suffering from chronic groin injuries and ankle problems. These weren't injuries that just kept him out for a week, they permanently robbed him of his sharpness. That quick acceleration he used to leave defenders behind began to disappear. He left Valencia and moved to Real Zaragoza, and later to Benfica. While he still showed flashes of absolute magic in Portugal, he was no longer playing on the absolute grandest stages of the UEFA Champions League every week. Football history usually remembers the loud ones. It remembers the top goal scorers, the players who win so many trophies, and the icons who cover the front pages of magazines. But sometimes, the most influential people in football history are the ones who worked in the shadows. The ones who didn't really win so many trophies, but inspired kids who would go on to change the sport forever. Pablo Aimar may not be talked about in modern football television shows. His stats might not look insane on a spreadsheet to a casual fan who never watched him live. But every single time Lionel Messi steps onto a pitch and leaves us with our mouths wide open, Pablo Aimar is right there. He never truly disappeared. He was the magic before the magic. The master before the student. And that is the story of Pablo Aimar, the only player Lionel Messi idolized, and football forgot. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to this channel for more untold football stories. Let me know in the comments, did you ever get to watch Pablo Aimar play? See you in the next one.